So yesterday we had obviously FUD hit the market and we had CPI, and CPI came out good. Market started to wake up. Now today's very important, guys. I spoke about yesterday. I spoke about the RSIs getting to the bottom on the daily for Bitcoin. And end of the day, us holding the 26,500 support level, a place that we've hit many times, is important for us to have this reset of the RSI and to hold. Now, I spoke about something that yesterday we're going to start to get volatility, and we need to pay attention to this daily candle. And what I was speaking about was we wanted to see a possible wick that would come to the downside. We said there'll be a possible wick, and what we wanted to see was a buy up. Now, guys, what we did get was this huge doji candle where we had this huge push down. It was FUD, not real, yet again, caused panic, then got bought up. And now we're sitting with RSI at the bottom and a very important next daily candle. Guys, if this has another pin bar and this candle goes green, I think this can be a huge long opportunity for us to attempt the highs yet again. Now, remember, what are we doing? We are waiting to see that Bitcoin hold support. So things have to calm down in order to shoot up again, right? And right now, we've had the bit of pullback over the last 2-3 weeks, but RSIs are reset. And because of we had that volume yesterday and that sort of candle, if we reverse this current candle right now, this might be the perfect time to take some longs. Yes, after that, it's very important we make higher highs, but this could be the time to get some great entries yet again. We have the dominance with the RSI hitting the bottom too. The dominance actually looks like we might be going for another leg to the upside. You could see the RSIs hit the bottom over there. And why is dominance coiling up? Why is it still not breaking major supports? Is it getting ready for a mega Bitcoin move that can ultimately take us all the way out of this range, which we've been in for the last 2 years, and send the dominance all the way to the higher areas, or maybe even up to the 60% zone? Guys, if that happens, for me, it's an incredible Bitcoin push to the upside, and it may go a lot higher than what we think. So far, 𝗕𝗐𝗕𝗓 is playing out, but at any moment it can switch, and this is going to be a massive show. No more wasting time. We had technical difficulties. I'm sorry for being a few minutes late, but no more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm cold today, guys. We're shooting the next sniper vlog, and I'm about to do something crazy. It involves heights, and I'm extremely afraid of heights, so I'm quite nervous right now. And that's why I decided to do the show slightly earlier. We have a reservation. I have to get there in time, and then obviously technical difficulties. But guys, I hope you're having a great day so far. Yesterday, yes, a little bit of panic. Market shut down, but it was good to see volume. It was so good to see volume, because what we've had is a downtrend in the market. Volume not really increasing. And ultimately, you know, we know the levels. We lose the 26,500, volume comes in. We hold it and we break the major trend, volume comes in. So what we can basically see is we're getting to a point where volume needs to hit the market. And if we hold certain levels and break certain trends, we will get the direction of what the volume, or where the volume is going to come. And that's a big thing, guys. FUD again yesterday. But guess what? We needed that wick. We needed that push down, and we needed that buy up. We needed interest. We needed something to finally start to happen. And the only way you do get dumps is through FUD, is through some sort of reason. Remember the whole thing with 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏, where Kobe had those hash keys and it formed the last little big shake off from Bitcoin. It ended up being a huge buying opportunity. So it's a big show. Guys, remember, if you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're part of the family, like the content. Today, I'm speaking about what we're thinking for Bitcoin and prepping for some longs and focusing on the altcoins that I spoke about yesterday. And if there's any other altcoins we should be aware of. First thing, guys, we have Bitget. And I got this piece of paper here because I want to make sure I get it right. Bitget has a super airdrop coming in. So free airdrops coming. And the way it basically works is you sign up with one of the Bitget links below. I would use the Sniper School link so that you can get into Sniper School 2 and you can have the live trading sessions. And you got to hold 4,000 of the Bitget tokens. So I'll see now what the price of them are. And if you hold them for 15 days, okay, they'll calculate it, take a snapshot period, and you'll be getting airdrops. So we've been speaking about these airdrops, free money, things like that. Bitget has a big one. No KYC is needed. Get an airdrop of a newly listed token. Receive the airdrop before the listing. So guys, just another opportunity. You know, think about it. The meme coin, everything that's happening, you need to use whatever opportunities are possible in the bear market to keep making cash. So when Big Daddy wakes up and the rest of the market wakes up, you are in. So make sure you're part of that. Sniper School, we're still busy with a cohort. I start my next session. The first live event, the proper live event, starts on Tuesday next week. So you got a few more days to join Sniper School. 3 basic steps below. Register, it sends you an email, open an exchange link with one of the Sniper School links, put $100 that you get to trade with, and then put your user ID and join. Let's actually look at what price this token actually is. Let's actually have a look. BGB. Okay, 50 cents. 50 cents, guys, 50 cents. So you can work it out. You need 4,000 tokens and you get the airdrops. So that's obviously a big one. Okay, let's jump in and let's quickly have a look at what's happening. So obviously Bitcoin yesterday, I was speaking about this candle. Now this candle is important, guys. It's important that we start to get volume within the market. Tough day, but bought up. And we spoke about that either it was going to come from CPI or it was going to come from something. But basically, there was probably a wick involved. And ultimately, we were hovering at this little area over here. And we got the wick. And what I do like to see is I do like to see that we're starting to obviously form this doji. Now, what does this doji candle mean? Guys, you got to remember that this was a very important time to focus on candles. You learn so much about trends, so much about RSIs. A candle can tell you a huge story too, especially on the high time frames. So what basically happened yesterday is we started to get some good news from CPI. Market started to get, you know, slightly bullish. And then there was some FUD. And ultimately, the FUD came in and everyone that was bullish, it just turned into this big fear fest. And ultimately, we had this drop-off. And the drop-off came through finding out that the FUD was not real, and it got bought up straight up to these areas. So ultimately, what it proved yet again was, yes, we went down to the major area and we needed FUD to get us down to this major support. But look how strong the support is with Bitcoin, guys. It got bought up straight away, showing that there's interest in this area. Everyone's waiting for 25,000. We're waiting for possibly lower. But the interest is here right now as it stands. And you can see that very much with the candle that's happened. Now we're starting to form the next one. Okay. Now, if this candle, guys, goes green today, or let's say it hovers here and tomorrow we get a green candle, the interest has already come in for me and the volume's already come in that this should bounce and go attempt the highs. Now, again, what we're looking for here is we're looking to attempt these highs and to finally get a higher high. The biggest problem that Bitcoin's been facing over the last 2-3 weeks is every time we do decide to go up again, because it keeps holding the major levels, we keep just going short of these highs. And what we finally need is that higher high. And you could see as long as we were making higher highs previously, the market was continuing to break levels. Now we are at probably the most critical level because we're fighting the huge ass weekly resistance, which is this previous low. It's the low that we had after the last bull market where we had the May crash over here. That's literally the big one. And because it's such a big one, is because the gaps that are afterwards. You know, Bitcoin gets through this level, it no longer possibly just becomes the small bear rally. You know, it becomes a big bullish move. And ultimately, this could be the start of the bull run, which does take 800 days, guys. It takes time for that to happen. Now, if we do go to higher levels, we could still have a slight depression phase. But the way I'm looking at this is if we get through this level, I don't see a lower low for Bitcoin. If we get through here, I see that 15K area that we hit was the low for Bitcoin. We may come test mid-20s and stuff at a later point, but I don't think we're going to break the lows. Very similar to this time over here, that we hit the low after the big pullback or the big bear markets. We hit the low of around the $3,000 mark, and we did have a COVID crash after that, but still no lower low. We only went to $4,000. The previous low was $3,000, and that's because of this little big wave over here. We got a really good high in over here, higher low, and then bull market. And that's the same thing here. What we want to see is we want to see that this isn't before this move over here. This isn't this area here. You see this little push up here, and then we went slightly lower. So if we don't get through this level, you know, there is a possibility of the lower ranges. We get through this level, I see us basically doing something like this, where we shoot our way up, possibly go into a slight depression, amazing, and bull market. Okay, but what we also don't have, what we have this time that we didn't have then, was obviously the banks collapsing and everything going on. And if there was ever a time for Bitcoin to shine, it would probably be now, right? Just go. And if it just goes, it screws everyone, it gets everyone confused. So ultimately, yet again, another important area. And that's why they are fighting and holding the support so much as things stand. So what we want to look at today, to make it very simple for ourselves to understand, is we want to see a green candle. Now, we might see price go test those lows again, okay? And what you want to see again is you want to see that buy up wick. If we can get price to go low again here and get another buy up wick, guys, it's interest. It is interest over here. And why do we know that it's interest? Because we have this dominance boiling up. It looks like it nearly wants to break a four-hour trend to the upside. This Bitcoin dominance is not coming down. And the only reason, guys, it's very clear. If a big dump was to come, I'm pretty sure this dominance is going to come down. This dominance comes down. Why? Because the altcoins haven't had ridiculous gains this year. Bitcoin has. You know, Ethereum also, maybe. So if there was a huge pullback, I would see this big fall. Why? Because we have so much gap sitting here. Firstly, we had the range top, which is a very big signal that every time we've been there, we've gone all the way back down to 40. But this will get filled at some point where money will be distributed into the altcoins. It always does, guys. But the only reason that I'm seeing that we are holding this level and why it's showing such a big fight is because the strength of Bitcoin, like maybe it does not want to go to those lower levels. Like there's just so much interest there at this point. And the only reason that I'll see that's got good strength now is if Bitcoin breaks that top, this thing's going. And if it's going, you know, we're looking at 35, 45, and there's even a 618 that takes us to a 50K target, which is insane. It's crazy, but ultimately that's the only reason why I'm seeing dominance so strong. But now you still got to put yourself into a normal person and understand what this actually means. The market always resets. Always, always, always. Now, yes, the beginning of the year I was like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins. Amazing. The only difference is I thought that this rally was going to end here. Okay, I thought by 30K, 32K, that's Bitcoin's top. Send the altcoins with it, get them to the same level, get FOMO, get retail in, amazing, and then we send down. That's the thing. And the only reason why now it is still Bitcoin. So we haven't even moved to Ethereum and we haven't even moved to altcoins yet. And the only reason I can see that is because this is a really prolonged run and Bitcoin's possibly going a lot bigger than what we think. But it still means the same thing. You know, you're at the point where I still think Bitcoin at 27,500 is too expensive. I think it's too expensive. I think Ethereum at 1,800, dip toes, accumulate some, amazing. But ultimately, Bitcoin's too expensive right now. So we're still in the Bitcoin phase, which still means Ethereum, altcoins is still the place we're fishing at. But ultimately, guys, what is the best scenario? The best scenario is Bitcoin does go to 40. Bitcoin goes to 40 and then releases the rest of the markets. So guys, it's still such a big, important year for us to get our entries for the bull market. That's the big thing. So to jump back to Bitcoin, just to simplify it, and then I'm going to go through the altcoins and the rest, is we want to see either from here, a green candle today, or another wick down. Another wick down. You want to give it a little bit of time on the 1 hour, 4 hours. And as soon as you see a strong pin bar, where you see a candle come down hard and get bought up, and this turns green today, I would deploy. I would deploy with the stop loss under the previous low. Because again, we are holding the support. And at some point, if we keep holding and keep bouncing, we're going to break these highs. And we break these highs, there's a shit ton of people that are shorting the market at between 30 and 31,000. And the squeeze is all the way from 31 to the 35K is the squeeze, guys. Big, big, big squeeze that comes from there. And that's why we're seeing dominance, all these sort of things. Now, I want to quickly jump in. I still think yesterday there are a few tokens. These are the ones. I'll go through some of the normal ones that we go through, but a few tokens. KAVA yesterday is in the profits. Amazing. We've done well yesterday. We're catching ones that are still incredible strength when the market comes down. There might be a test, guys. KAVA is still one of them for me. I spoke about 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏, same thing that you want to see here today. I would wait slightly because there's a gap here. So I'm just waiting for my signal. There we go. Because there's a gap here. But if you get a pin bar, because you see all these wicks here, if you get a pin bar candle where this gets bought up and it goes green, I'm in. One of the strongest tokens this year. Look at Lido. Look at that. Why am I interested in Lido, guys? Is because of this big ass candle here. Look at this. That is an interest candle. Can you even see it? There we go. Look at that. So same again. What I want to see here is this turn green and we break this trend. Lido's been one of the big ones. This is one of the earlier tokens now and probably one that's going to do incredible in the bull market. I'm interested because the fact that Bitcoin's boiling up like this, we may not get that many more pullbacks if Bitcoin just runs at any point. And we got to be aware of that. So Lido is still one of the big ones. One that I got stopped out on yesterday is PEPE. So PEPE got stopped. So my plan with PEPE now, I got stopped. I think I lost 10% within the trade. PEPE, I'm just being patient and I'm sort of forgetting about it for now. But I do have this trend over here. Remember, this is literally a shit coin that I'm looking to make money on. If there's interest again, maybe it's died out now and that's it. Okay. But I do have this new trend over here. And this is a point of interest that we've bounced before. And I'm giving it a day or two. If it breaks this trend, I'll go slightly long. And like I say, I think a lower high is coming. I think there's one more pump coming within here to make some cash. And then that's about it when it comes to PEPE. We have block stacks. We're speaking about the BRC20, the interest in Bitcoin. This one is nearly at that entry. If we get that wick again today, I'll definitely be loading up on some of these. So one thing that I've realized this year is, yes, guys, I've spoken a lot about Cardano, a lot about AVAX, a lot about Solana, but I do need to open my blinkers up to more tokens, to the newer tokens, to the ones that are coming. So all of these ones are newer ones for me that we should start definitely looking within the portfolio, because maybe Cardano and these ones don't go as crazy in the bull run. Maybe they don't, or maybe it's the new ones. And that's what we got to be pay attention to. We have 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏𝗃. Same thing for me. If this candle goes green today and it gets bought up, I'm in. I'm in because the gains are big. Firstly, it's 100% back just to the previous high. So 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏𝗃, great token. Everything great there. Next one over here, Render. There we go, guys. So Render started the bounce yesterday. Amazing. Coming straight back. This is what I think happens on Render. So I think possibly it comes a little bit lower now to 1.6. This has been one of the funnest tokens this year, definitely. And this is in support trend. Remember, stops always below these areas over here. But this is the play that I'm looking at first. Not looking at a higher high just yet, but this for me is great gains. And now it's coming beautifully into the zone. RSI is at the bottom, and I'm looking at a 35 to 40% move within this one. We have Bitcoin Cash. So what I like about this, guys, is when price moves too fast and it comes and it fills it. Firstly, you had huge price action here and huge price action here. And you see how it came back and filled the gap. And same thing, big price action here, came up and filled the gap. Now, there's interest within Bitcoin. Something's happening there, and Bitcoin Cash is definitely something to play with. But what I'm looking at now is it came in and filled this candle at the bottom again. If this candle goes green, it's bullish, guys. It is bullish. And what you want to see as a secondary is it is a little bit of time, but it's to break that trend. And if so, it goes to the top of the range, 30, 40%. If you reject there, you see what I mean about candles, guys. I want to zoom in here. When you get to an end of a rally in one direction, you usually get a hint from a candle. And it's really big to understand this, guys. Look at this candle on top here. So when all of a sudden we shot up, look how we had this huge explosion in one day and it got sold and it left a small little body. But look at that wick. What did that create after? They say that's a reversal. Reversal candle. Look what happened after. Then you read it to the downside and look at this. You had this wick, red, bought up, small body, green candle. For me, that's the reversal. And that's the same thing we want to see here. We pull another pin bar now and we shoot upside. So candles are such a big thing for you guys. Simple. Don't need to make it hard, but such a big thing for you guys to focus on within right now, because we want to see on higher time frame that we're getting these reversals and we're getting these things. We had BSV as well. I spoke about yesterday, filling the gap. Now look here. This one's breaking slightly into trend, right? So what I want to see is the same thing. I'm looking at Bitcoin absorb again and create a wick. If this wicks up, guys, so a small body back into trend, it is bullish. Obviously, there's interest. You can see there's interest. So what we want to see is this candle get absorbed up here. It's bullish. Definitely bullish. If you are dipping your toes in here, your stops are quite big to give it the range that it needs to. But if you see that pull up there, it's looking strong, and you'll move your stops up to these areas. Now, when it comes to the rest of the markets, we're giving it a day. We just want to see Bitcoin to pull this candle today. Yesterday was a great candle. We just want to hold support again today and pull it up. Then we have to be ready, guys. So these are all the new tokens that I've been speaking about. And then you got many of the others, as in AVAX. For now, this is how things stand. Look at that green candle yesterday. Guys, I think that we might go a little bit lower now for maybe an hour or two, maybe. And these candles get bought up and it goes green. And if it goes green, we're on. Now, we've had a few tokens that lost major trends, and they have a lot of work to do, right? But if AVAX shoots up and it does not get through these major levels, we will de-risk. We will slightly de-risk, definitely. But for now, as things stand, you also don't know that if Bitcoin breaks those highs, that this breaks straight back in and goes. So for me, I'm focused on where we're at. We have hit here before. It may even be just filling a horizontal. Trend lines are amazing, but they can also be things that make you ignore things. And that's the thing. So I'm interested here, and I know we have to break this. We don't break this, amazing. I'll take my 20% profits, and I'll start de-risking, and I'll farm a lot more AVAX on the next push down. And it's the same as many of them. You look at Solana, great candle from yesterday. If it does not, I'm interested here, guys, especially if this candle turns green for the daily. I'm interested. If we don't get past the highs, amazing. I'm de-risking where we were previously, and we'll farm a lot more Solana on the next push to the downside. Then you look at ones like Cardano. Here we go. I want to see this red candle now. Guys, be patient. Just wait for these daily candles. I'm telling you, it's going to give you such an important signal if it plays out, and you'll be early. So ultimately, this gets bought up big. We break trend. Cardano's in. It's still holding support. So Cardano's still one of the strong ones on the pullback. Remember, you want tokens that also hold really strong when things go bad, right? Not just when they're good. When things go bad as well. So you can see many of them. Let's look at Chainlink. Ooh, in trend right now. If this gets bought up, it's a signal, guys. So again, I want to say to you, if you go through all of your charts, all of that, I actually saw that my Tuesday show was one of my lowest view shows because it was a pre-record, but one of the highest watched. You guys are very interested in fixing your, I can see it. You guys are very interested in fixing your entry prices. And that's exactly it. If you get this candle today where this next one gets bought up and you have these wicks, guys, go through your whole portfolio, put in all your charts, okay, and put in where's my average entry price. And if you have, you look at them, 20 tokens, and if 10 of them are terrible, okay, and you have 10 that are semi-decent, I would get rid of at least 5 to 10 of the really bad ones, and I'd fix the good ones. Get them good, guys. Get badass entries because the market can get at any single point. And the only difference you need to do is just your percentages. Your low risk, your medium risk, your high risk, and your very high risk. Focus on that today, guys. RSIs are getting to the bottom, which means there is something coming. The weeklies are even getting to the bottom. And if Bitcoin still holds these levels, guys, it could be huge. It could be massive. And the fact that we never got alt season the beginning of this year does not mean that it cannot start tomorrow. I'm just happy that alt season didn't come and we didn't miss it. That's the main thing. I don't care. I can sit here and say alt season, alt season, alt season. As long as we don't miss it, then I'm pissed off. If it doesn't have, it's coming at any moment. And we're going to nail it for those who are actually here and all these sort of things. So go through them. Today's the big one. Bitcoin must hold 26,500. Okay, we want to see another buy up. We want the red candle that is currently forming now to go green on all the altcoins. You want to see yesterday's pin bar was amazing. You want to see today's buy up. RSIs are at the bottom. Rebalance your portfolios and get those entries in if you see that. If we start to close below, there will be a retest and we'll slightly adjust the strategy tomorrow. It's not anything crazy because anything that breaks will retest. And then we're like, okay, cool. Bitcoin is going to 25. These coins are going lower. Let's de-risk a little bit. Let's farm another 20, 30% more tokens. Let's bring our entry prices down and let's do it. So anyone that says Altcoins is not coming, bullshit. One day we will talk. Much love to you all, guys. I need to go jump off something very high. I'm crapping myself. Hit that like button. Comment below on what tokens you want me to chat about tomorrow. Join the competition. Join Sniper School and have a fantastic day. Much love, Banter fam. That's low.